Hello and welcome to this history tutorial on the Enabling Act of 1933. This is for Edexcel GCSE Weimar and Nazi Germany. Today we will continue to look at how Hitler and the Nazi Party were able to create a dictatorship in Germany. We will look specifically at one event which contributed to him doing this, the Enabling Act in March 1933. As we know, on the 27th of February 1933, the Reichstag Fire allowed Hitler, who was now Chancellor of Germany, to persuade President Hindenburg to call an election for the 5th of March. In that election, the Nazis not only increased their seats in the Reichstag to 288, but after banning the Communist Party from taking up their 81 seats, now had a two-thirds majority. This was crucial as it gave Hitler enough votes to change the constitution of the Weimar Republic. So in March 1933, to consolidate the power of the Nazi Party further, Hitler proposed the Enabling Act to the Reichstag. The full name of the law proposed by Hitler was the Law for the Removal of the Distress of the People of the Reich, and it said that the Reich Cabinet could pass new laws. These laws could overrule the constitution of the Weimar Republic. The laws could be proposed by the Chancellor, Hitler. In effect, the Enabling Act would change the constitution and would give Hitler the right to make laws for 4 years without the consent of the Reichstag. Hitler expected opposition to the act and used his Nazi stormtroopers to intimidate his opponents. Outside the Reichstag, the SA chanted threatening slogans that could be heard inside the Reichstag chamber. And inside the Reichstag itself, SS men in their black uniforms had been posted and just stood watching to intimidate the members from other political parties. Some members of the Reichstag were not even present, as communists were banned, and some others had fled the country or were in hospital, having already been victim of a Nazi attack. On the 24th of March 1933, in the absence of any communist members, the Reichstag passed the Enabling Act by 444 votes to 94. It was supported by the Nazis, the National Party and the Centre Party. In this sense, it was legal, even though Reichstag members were intimidated during the vote. The Act was renewed in 1937, so in effect marked the end of democratic rule in Germany and the end of the Weimar Constitution. Once Hitler had the power to pass laws without consulting the Reichstag, he set about removing other sources of opposition, including trade unions and other political parties. Trade unions were potential sources of opposition to Hitler, as he believed that if the communists were able to control the trade unions, then they could be used to undermine the government by organising strikes. Therefore, in May 1933, Nazis broke into trade union offices all over Germany and arrested trade union officials. Hitler then used his new powers from the Enabling Act to ban trade unions and make strikes illegal. Hitler then began to remove all political opposition. In the same month, he attacked his two main political rivals. Nazi stormtroopers entered the offices of the SDP and the Communist Party, destroyed their newspapers and confiscated all their funds. 2 months later, in July 1933, Hitler followed this up by issuing a decree to make all political parties in Germany illegal, except for the Nazi Party, of course. To complete his control of the government, Hitler then abolished the local government in Germany and declared that instead, governors appointed by him would run every region of Germany. Hitler's control of the German government was now complete, and a Nazi dictatorship clearly established. In summary, the Enabling Act gave Hitler the right to make laws for 4 years without the consent of the Reichstag, but was renewed in 1937, so in effect marked the end of democratic rule in Germany and the end of the Weimar Constitution. It also allowed Hitler to remove other sources of opposition, including trade unions and other political parties, with both being banned later in 1933. The Enabling Act created a legal Nazi dictatorship in Germany and clearly embedded Hitler's power in law. To get further help, visit history.outwood.com, see your teacher in school, or check out quiz.outwood.com for those sweet revision quizzes. You can also follow the Outwood Humanities team on Twitter at OGATHumanities. Until next time, that was a little bit of history.